Hi, this is James from OnlineITGuide.com, and this is the second in our series on backing up your computer or your hard drive. And first we're going to talk about adding a second hard drive to your computer. Now, adding a second hard drive isn't too complicated. Most people are capable of following out the instructions. You just screw it in, attach the next cable, and attach it to your motherboard. Now, the problem with most people is that they buy a huge hard drive and they look at, oh, I've got all this space now, and they just transfer all their files to that new hard drive, and they only have one copy of it. So if that hard drive goes bad, they're still losing all their memories, all their data, all their information. So if you're going to buy a second hard drive and put it in your computer, make sure that you're making a second copy of everything. Now, the other disadvantage of adding a second hard drive to your computer is something happens to your computer, like a nearby lightning strike that affects the power to your computer. It has as much chance of taking out that second hard drive as it does the first. So anything that could happen to your computer would damage the hard drive, obviously. Now, that second copy, that leads us to something called RAID. Now, instead of buying just one hard drive, you bought two hard drives. You can set those hard drives up in many cases through hardware on some computers or through software in Windows so that they make two identical hard drives. So all the information that's on one hard drive is saved on the other hard drive at the same time. And this gives you two copies of everything. Something should happen to one of them, you've still got everything saved on the other hard drive, all ready to go. Now, it's a little bit more complicated to set up. It's not maybe something that everybody can do themselves, but it has the advantage. It does slow down the way your computer writes to the hard drive, but it actually speeds up because your computer can read both the hard drives at the same time, so it speeds up when you try to read those pictures, those videos from your computer. It actually goes a little faster. Now, the next step is RAID 5. Now, RAID 5 uses 3 or more hard drives, and they don't make copies of all the hard drives, but each one has a little information about what's on the other hard drives. So if one hard drive fails, the remaining hard drives can still keep working, and they kind of replace the information that was on the hard drive that went bad. Now, when you replace that hard drive, they can automatically kind of rebuild the new drive, so it works really fast and really easy. This is great for businesses that need to have data available all the time. They can't have any downtime while the computer is being repaired or the hard drive is being repaired. They need to have everything available all the time. Now, RAID still has that problem. It's still in the same location as the computer. Something happens to the computer, RAID goes bad. So what most businesses need to do is use some type of backup for that. And most often that's magnetic tape media like this. And what they do is you make a backup copy every night, every day, and once a week or something like that. And you take that tape home, okay, so that, or take it somewhere else, so that if something happens at the business and the computer is completely wiped out, they still have all their customer information on that tape and they can rebuild all the information that they have. Now, tape drives are really expensive, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars sometimes, way out of reach for the average homeowner. RAID itself can be very complicated. There are some RAID systems that you can buy designed for a home or small business that'll connect to your network or to your computer through USB or FireWire, and those can be a little bit expensive. You're looking at several $100s for a system. But they can be real convenient and save your information and be a good source of information. Hard drives are cheap, but again, we have that same problem with making sure you get the information backed up in two places. Next time, in the next step in this series, we'll talk about some more practical ways to back up your data on your computer. Thanks a lot, and visit my blog at OnlineITGuide.com, and feel free to ask questions there. Thanks a lot.